which we used to enjoy in Bath. I hope you're in good health and continue to be so. Yours sincerely. It's signed by the Emperor.
Lot 1, 2, 3, interesting lot here is the 2 African carved walking sticks, modelled with tribal figures, reputedly formerly belonging to Emperor Haile Selassie, who lived in Bath for a number of years.
Even though the Emperor and Empress were now restored on their rightful thrones, thousands of miles away in Ethiopia, the mystical link with the city of Bath had still not been broken.
The period of time that the king lived in Fairfield was a period of time, as we know, when the world itself was coming into war. And when he returned to Ethiopia, yes, he named a palace, a house, Fairfield, for the fond memories that it had in that time when he needed support of the world. And I suppose he returned and named a palace Fairfield. And there is lots of things that he renamed in respects to Bath in Ethiopia. So Fairfield is one thing, and he also named many churches when he returned in respect to his love of Bath. If you're the light of the world, you can travel anywhere. You know, you have no animosity to your enemies, and to live in a city that is ancestrally Roman, and it says a lot. And I mean, some things you have to leave to the mystery of God.
This is his first visit for many years. He was last in this country as a refugee after Mussolini's troops had invaded his kingdom. The Duke of Edinburgh and the Queen Mother greet the Emperor, who is known to his own people as the King of Kings, the conquering Lion of Judah, elect of God, power of the Trinity.
The Emperor next came back to England in 1954 with an official state greeting that contrasted greatly with the first time he arrived in 1935. Now that Ethiopia was officially an ally, and Italy an enemy, the Emperor no longer was made to feel like a hidden, unwanted guest by the state.
Later, during a state banquet at the palace, the Queen officially greets the Emperor with the words, "I would like to think that in England you will always feel at home."
He came back again to the city of Bath in 1954 to receive the honour of the Freeman of the city of Bath. The freedom of the city is probably the highest award that the city can bestow on any individual, and it has been bestowed in the past on very important people like Earl Haig, Winston Churchill. There was a great reception, it was a grand day, and it was recognised by school children, naval guards of honour. There were many crowds. It was, as I say, a state occasion.
We have here the actual document which he signed as Freeman of the city, and this was done in 1954 on the 5th day of October, and there's his signature and that of the mayor and the then town clerk. We have here Haile Selassie's walking stick. Given the current interest in the auction, this is rather special because this has HS for Haile Selassie on the hilt here, and on the end is a picture of an Abyssinian native complete with spear. This is a silver-topped cane.
Interested in these, I've got on commission £100 to start them. Do I see 110 anywhere? 110, 120, 130. 130 I'm asking you for, sir. 140 with me, 150. 150 behind, 150 new bidder in front. 160 with me, do I see 170, 180, 190. 190, sir? At £180 the bid is still with me, do I see 190 anywhere? I'm selling at £180 on commission, it's my buyer, we're all done.
I went down there at the auction to really try and get them for my position. But as I know, it was not for me at that moment. Some other people buy it and gone. Nevertheless, cut the show is short. 2 weeks after, I queen, I wife, get a call to say Rasbandele must come and pick up the walking stick. So I have 1 year now. See the number, 1, 2, 3. But this one is His Majesty personal walking stick. Right here in Bath and walk enough miles with it, you know? I mean, when I touch it, I feel strong, you know? Feel very strong, you know? Very strong. Very strong. Sometimes too emotional still, you know? Anything of His Majesty, man.
Well, Fairfield House is a very nice house that Haile Selassie lived in during his stay in Bath. He left it to the city, and his purpose was for the benefit of the older citizens of the city, and to this day it's used for that purpose.
We run a day centre for the black senior citizens, and that is to give service to Indian, the Chinese and the Caribbean elderly. Within the project we have workers to reflect these groups, so we have a Chinese, an Indian and a Caribbean worker. Myself, I'm the project coordinator that oversees the running of this group. Within the project we provide a service, an interpreting translation service for our members. We provide information for them, and it's also a luncheon club, so the main thing of it is the meal in itself. When the house was left to Bath to serve for the elderly, and I think it was in the early 90s that the house was put up for sale, and that caused a stir in the community that it shouldn't be so. And they had already sold off one part of it because there's a cottage attached to the house and that had gone, so they didn't want to see the house go.
I live in Bristol, I work in Bristol. So when I heard about thing in Bath, I have to see if I had the right to do anything about it. But before I could do anything, people from Bath, who was lovers of His Majesty, they start to speak to the council and write to the Avon authority. And they got good reply that they are now refraining from selling it. So from Bristol, we just took it up with them in Bath. Well, it seems strange to I that a gift from such a great man as His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, a gift that was given to people in a county like Bath, should be sold. I cited as a disrespect, and we went on the mission to explain to the people that it's a disrespect to even consider it. Now, they show I that they made a mistake in considering it, so therefore they wish now to let other groups come in and control the building, because they could not really afford to run it as the wish, complete the wish of His Majesty, really. So I was opposed it because I thought it's a very unique place to remain as a gift and not as a private enterprise for no individual to do what they want to do.
Well, the Seal of Rastafari have visited Bath on a number of occasions, and during my term of office they came last year. There were quite a number of them, a large group. They came to the parlour and we had a very exciting and interesting afternoon. They explained an awful lot of understanding about the Emperor, because he is, for them, their God. And we probably didn't quite appreciate that. Although we knew he was the Emperor, we didn't realise he was deity in their view.
The nice thing about being in the house is meeting people that actually travel to come to visit the house from Ethiopia, America, the Caribbean, and they just come in. And there's nothing actually in the house for them to see. But I think it's just coming in to actually be in the house that His Majesty once lived. Although we are now furbishing one room, so there's somewhere that when someone do come, at least they can feel at ease and they can go into that room. Because as a day centre, it's impossible to just come in and just walk around while other people are here.
I adore Fairfield because it's where my God and King lived. And so, yes, it's a very spiritual home. And I think that the people that are living here now loves Fairfield, even if they don't have an understanding of who lived here. It's not really important to them. But when I come here, it seems as if it's the same United Nations again, because now you have all races that are used in Fairfield. And for a very long period of time, no other race but Caucasians used Fairfield. So I'm very happy to come here and very happy. Yes, I adore Fairfield. I don't know what to say, I just love it. I just love the aura of the building.
We've had from within the Rastafarian community that they celebrate certain days in relationship to His Majesty's birthday, and we've had christenings here within that group, or meetings. You know, they will come and have meetings here.
I think I'd like to see far more things happening in it, not just from a Rastafarian perspective, but from a people's perspective. Because, you know, the king was a human king of all races and all creeds and all religions. And that element has started, that foundation is already here. So I think that if we continue using the building in a oneness with Rastafarians and the elders and young people, then it would have achieved its aim. I mean, the building was given for elderlies of Bath, and that needs to still stay like that. I'm not saying that I want Rastafarians to take it over, no. That's not what I'm saying, because that would be disrespectful to what the king had asked for it to be for the people of Bath. And we're just happy that we can share that with them. What I would like to see is that it got some heritage funding, and from that perspective, to maintain the house and the glory that it needs to be maintained.
As I say, it made me feel sad, and it made me feel glad. Because the reason for His Majesty to be here is to the sadness of his heart. You know? So it made me sad and it made me glad, because if the sadness never occurred, the gladness of me being here today would not occurred. The gladness of Pauline, who looking after the elderly here, would not occurred. The gladness of Rastafari having celebration here, gathering here, would not occurred. You see, and many things that is happening in Bath now, in between I and I, the love that we feel in Bath between certain people would not occurred. So, for that, while I am sad, I am glad.
This is the place. This is the place that the Emperor said would be African for countless moons. This is the place. This is the city that stretched forth its hands. This is the house, and this is the land. And as long as the people of Bath live and breathe, this is the place. And would you believe that as Ethiopians were holding back Rome, this is the place that the Emperor called home.
Oh no, I adore this house. And the look, you see, magnolia tree's giving me some gold. Beautiful. Is that it, my brethren? Is that sufficient?